Monsieur Champagne.
Monsieur Champagne.
It was a parliamentary game of chicken that Mark Carney's Liberals narrowly won.
Yeas pour 170, 170. Nays contre 168, 163.
The budget vote was a nail-biter that could have sparked an election. In the end, it passed, ushered through by one opposition MP supporting it and 4 not voting at all.
Parliamentarians, though, that voted in favor, they decided to put Canada first. And that's really what matters today.
The consequences of defeating this budget would not be to improve it or to help Canadians. It would be to plunge the country into an election only months after the last one.
The Liberals started the day 2 votes shy of what they needed, with the Conservatives and Bloc Québécois saying they'd vote against the budget, though the Prime Minister appeared confident.
Prime Minister, how are you going to get your budget passed?
More people are going to vote for it than against it.
And that happened in part because 2 NDP MPs abstained.
So New Democrats have expressed our opposition to this budget, and we have said that we are not going to force an election right now.
And 2 Conservative MPs also didn't vote. Shannon Stubbs is on medical leave, and Matt Genereux has announced he plans on resigning his seat.
Can the Prime Minister agree that it is a deficiency in the budget that our legally binding Paris commitments are not mentioned?
For weeks, Green Party MP Elizabeth May signaled she may not support the budget until she got this last-minute reassurance.
We will respect our Paris commitments for climate change, and we're determined to achieve them.
I'm going to vote yes for the country, for the planet, and for my hope in the future.
Monsieur Poilievre.
Conservatives maintain that this budget will drive up the cost of living.
The Prime Minister thinks he can put his budget on a limitless credit card. Does he really expect Canadians are going to buy groceries the same way?
Mark Carney passed his first budget without having to give any concessions to the opposition. It's a strategy that worked on this budget, but might not work on all confidence votes moving forward. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.
Let's bring in Chief Political Correspondent Rosemary Barton. So, Rosie, this budget passed, but getting it there went right down to the wire. What does that say about the Liberals and their leader?
Yeah, and a little bit unusual that we all had to wait until the very last moment to see how this would end. I think it says a couple of things. First of all, that the government is confident. It is confident in this budget as an economic plan for the future of the country, and that it didn't, even though it's in a minority government situation, feel like it really needed to negotiate with the other parties or negotiate away any of the parts of the budget, with the exception, of course, of that reassurance on climate change targets for Elizabeth May. So it certainly indicates that the Liberals, no, they didn't want an election, but they were willing to fight one on this if they needed to.
And there was a little bit of drama at the end involving 2 Conservatives. What happened?
This was the Conservative House Leader and Whip who were inside the House of Commons, but instead chose to try and vote on their voting app, which is something you would do remotely. So why would they do that? Because they didn't really know how this was going to unfold. And the Conservatives wanted to make sure an election was avoided too. They wanted to vote against the budget, but didn't want to end up in an election. This allowed them a little bit of a safety net in order to avoid that outcome.
Okay. Rosemary Barton in Ottawa, thank you.
You bet.